Now we're very excited to introduce to you Ruth Motau, a trailblazer in the world of photography. As the first black woman to be employed by a South African newspaper, Ruth later made history as the country's first black woman photo editor for 3 leading newspapers. Welcome to Afternoon Express, Mam Ruth.
Thank you very much.
I can only imagine that there were some trials, tribulations and challenges that you've been able to overcome. Where did you find that strength to be able to get out on the other side?
Curiosity put me into the newspaper industry, and I was fortunate enough to have people that took care of me in that time. So I never had difficulties. They will always make sure that I get a good spot. They'll call me, say, come in front, and then sit in front, you know. It was never tough. I think it was easy.
And you know, for our generation, looking up to you, Mam Ruth, I think a lot of us now have kind of inherited this weird imposter syndrome. So it's quite empowering to hear you say that there were no tough times, or rather challenges. You've been able to be supported and held up by your colleagues, which is something absolutely transformative, especially for those days. When we do look at your photography style, though, I mean, they say a picture tells 1,000 words. What look and feel and thoughts do you want to invoke within the people that are observing your work?
I regard myself as a documentary photographer, but I can photograph across all boards, you know, because I worked in newspaper. But I'm a storyteller, I'm a documentary photographer. I tell stories.
Being a storyteller as a photographer is something that is so transformative to me, because you take us to places that we possibly could never visit or never see. And being able to do that, you got to meet Tata Nelson Mandela. What was that interaction like?
The first time was in 1994, and actually went to photograph him at his office downtown. And you know what I like about him that, you know, always stand out is that he will always introduce himself to you when you meet him, saying, I'm Nelson. For me, that's humility, you know, humbleness, man of his stature. Just introducing him to me or to anybody, yeah, it shows that, you know, we really have some great human beings, and you can be a great human being too.
I can only imagine it's a pinch yourself moment, an out-of-body experience, meeting a hero and someone who fought so loudly for abantu base South Africa.
The picture that I had with him, we were at a Horton at his house with my editor. So we were sitting there, and then, you know, just the 3 of us, and he said, he asked me, do you also want to take a picture with me? I said, yeah, because he knows that people really want to, so he offers.
As we do reflect on the life and legacy of Utata, something that he was extremely passionate about is mentorship and being able to empower the next generation. You are too passionate about mentoring young Black South African female photographers. Tell me about your program and what you've got.
The Ruth Motau mentorship program mainly focuses on Black women from the township and rural areas. And I'm very intentional about that, because I know how it is to be a photographer, how difficult it is to break away into spaces where it's mostly male-dominated. So I wanted to be a voice and a help to them, because I got help from other people. So if I can help them, that will be great. And fortunately enough, I think this year I've been approached by a company to produce a 2026 calendar. And my mentees are going to be featured in that. I think it's also a great initiative for them.
How do you hope to inspire this next generation, and what advice would you give to budding young photographers out there that want to break the ceiling and crack into industries that might not necessarily be previously for them, if that makes sense?
Success doesn't come easy. It's not an overnight thing. It takes years. It can be 10, you know, 20. I mean, I've been in the industry for over 30 years, and I'm still doing it. And next time there will be another Ruth, and you know, I must just accept it. But I think they need to be inspired. They need to know what makes them tick. Find stories that really resonate with them, and tell their own stories also.
Well, not only do we celebrate you, Mam Ruth Motau, but we also congratulate and sishaya izandla to that next generation that is coming after us.
Thank you so much.
What a powerful message given by an equally powerful woman.